Having come so close to winning the World Chess Championship title in 2018, how has that experience shaped your preparation and mindset for the candidates?
I feel like it's been so long though. It's kind of crazy how fast time goes, but it's been 6 years since I played that match with Magnus. And yeah, it was a close one, so I definitely had serious chances to win at various points in the match. I mean, I had like 2 winning positions, let's say. But I don't know if it's like correlates so clearly with the candidates because it's just such a different format. It's not a one-on-one where, let's say if you feel like you're close to your opponent in a one-on-one, you might say it's 50-50, while here everyone has their chances. So there's no one who can say they're a clear favorite. There's no one who can say that even they have like half the chances of the field, of course. Everyone has their chances, and it's much less, I guess, within your control somehow because you can't control what other players will all do. You can, of course, you can do your best, you control your own play, but there's always a chance that someone has the tournament of their life and wins all their games. Although from my experience in the candidates, usually if you play well, then you get your chances.
Yeah, and talking about your experience in the candidates, this is your 5th one that you've been playing. How has this experience influenced you? How does it give you the advantage?
Well, it's interesting. I've thought about this question quite a lot, and my first candidates was in 2016. So I was very inexperienced then. I didn't really know how to prepare. I didn't know what to expect. But even with the lack of experience, I was quite close to winning in the end. Okay, Sergei Karyakin in the end won, but it came down to the last game. And so even with not very much experience, I was doing quite well, handling it quite well. And then the last time I played with quite a lot of experience, I didn't handle it very well. So I'm not sure how much this experience matters so much. Every time is different, and I'm not looking at some of the younger players and thinking that just because it's their first time that they won't play really well potentially and put up a good fight. It could be, of course, that the first time for them is difficult, but it could also be that they play super well. And we have a lot of first-timers here in terms of first candidates. Obviously, the really young players, Gukesh and Pragnanta, it's their first time on, let's say, the biggest stage for them. But also, I think for Vidit and for Nijat, it's as well the first time. And then we have some of the more experienced guys. I guess I'm among the ranks of those, along with Hikaru and Jan. And yeah, it'll be interesting. It's quite a mix of different players. We could even say Ali Reza these days is one of the more experienced guys.
Yeah. So if it's not experience, what do you think is the X factor that the eventual winner needs to win those candidates?
I think, like looking back on the past few years, the player who controls their nerves the best is the one who wins. And in the last time it was very clearly Jan. While everyone else was shaky, he was the one who from beginning to end didn't have weak moments. The year before that when Jan also won, I think it was a little bit less clear cut because that was such an unusual candidate. Which was split into 2 different parts. So that's kind of unprecedented, and hopefully we won't see that this time as well, that the tournament is interrupted. But that was very unusual. But the last 2 times we can clearly say Jan was the best playing player and therefore the deserving winner. And very often I think that comes down to nerves because of course all the players in this tournament can play really, really well and can potentially win the tournament. But the difference will not be in terms of like pure chess strength. It will be who is bringing their best chess to this event.
Yeah. And it's the first candidates for you that's held in North America. Does it feel any different for you in terms of media attention, fans, and the chess community?
I would say that like last time, it felt like the media attention was a bit unique. Of course, it's great that it's in North America for the first time in, well, at least for me, and I don't know the last time that it was held a candidates tournament in North America, and it's quite close to home as well, and also in a city which I'm quite familiar with. I've been to Toronto many times recently, in December, the most recent time.
For chess.
Yeah, and but last time it was interesting because a lot of kind of media attention at the start focused on that I had lived in Madrid for a period, and last time it was held 2 years ago in Madrid. And also that I have some family who's living near Madrid, my parents. So there was some media attention around that, which felt a little bit unusual. But yeah, I try not to focus too much on the media because there's going to be a lot of talk about the tournament. Of course, it's for the next 3 weeks, it's going to be the biggest chess event. and the one which everyone is interested in seeing, who will win, including the players. But I'm going to try to take a break from media and not focus too much on all the stuff going around it and just try to focus on the chess.
So during the tournament, you don't go on social media and see what everyone's saying?
In general, I do. I don't avoid social media for most tournaments, but for this one, I think I will try to avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah. Do you have any unique rituals or habits to help that, so your concentration and stamina during tournaments such as the Candidates?
Yeah, I think it's important to keep a good mood. So whatever it is, it'll be different for everyone. But to take your mind a little bit off chess, because of course during the game, all you think about is the game. And in between games, mostly what you think about is what happened in the last game. Whether it's, usually if it's bad, then you really think about it, if you made some mistake. So if you can get your mind off chess in any way, that's very important. And it's difficult.
How do you do it?
I think that the easiest way is through some sort of sports or exercise or something, because if you're kind of physically exhausting yourself in the moment, you can't think about anything else. You kind of remove everything else from your mind, which can also be difficult even to get time during the tournament to do something physical. But sports are, I think for many chess players, that's a way to de-stress and get their mind off chess.